What's up, you guys? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Come on in, come on in, come on in, you guys. Oh, I got here early enough to be able to give you guys um Married to Medicine, okay? I don't have to wait till the end of the week. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. It was the season finale of Married to Medicine, and I must be honest, I am okay with that. I I was actually going to do a video yesterday, but I did about 3 other videos yesterday. But I was actually going to do a video yesterday about Married to Medicine, asking, has Married to Medicine jumped the shark? Now, if you guys aren't familiar with that term, jumping the shark in TV world, usually it refers to a episode of Happy Days where Fonzie actually jumped a shark, and that term has come to be known as jumping the shark when people feel like a TV show has sort of gone beyond the point of redemption, I guess, for lack of a better word. This season, I think, was a big turn, not because they had an argument or a fight. We know they've had fights in the past. It's actually the first time two men, though, you know, but neither here nor there. That's not this video. This is the finale review. So I have a history lesson that I would like to share, but I'll wait till we get further on in the episode. But Dr. Eugene, paging Dr. Eugene, can somebody get Dr. Eugene to come to the front, because I have a history lesson for him. I wish there was a number I could call in to last night's episode. Anyway, moving right along. Wait a minute. All right. Okay. Moving right along, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I did think that it was cute that Eugene needs to let me know what private school in DC went to. I do need to know what school Eugene went to. I think I know what school Eugene went to, only because when he talked about how small his graduating class was and what type of school it was, I think I know what school he went to. And if that's the school he went to, I actually know people who went to the school that he went to, that I might be able to ask and be like, did y'all know him? Because they would be around the same age. But yeah, I keep forgetting to ask though. Thank you for reminding me, because I think I know. Because when he talked about how small his school was, I was like, and then I think he said what type of school it was, as far as like it was a religious school, I think. But when he said what type of, but anyway, I think I got enough clues. I just gotta call my friends who went to that school to see if they knew him. But moving right along, we'll get there when we get there. I know y'all not going to let me forget to talk about it. We'll get there when we get there. So we start this episode off. Like I said, I like the whole Bridgerton theme. I like the way they did the Bridgerton theme all the way through. I love the entrance, with the voiceover kind of going through what happened over this season with the whole Lady Whistle Down feel to it. I thought that was really cute. And I loved it. I thought that was really a really cute thing. Then we have Toya sitting down with her planner to do this part. You know what it is with Married to Medicine as well, too. I must agree with one thing. I ain't agree with everything that Giselle said, but the one thing I will say that Giselle said is that Married to Medicine is too overproduced. And I agree. This season and last season, anytime most of my reviews are giving you guys the behind the scenes of what is really going on with production, means that it's too obvious that this shit is coming from production. And I'm gonna do it again this episode because some of this stuff is coming from production. Hold on. Somebody told me to check my DMs. Whenever they tell me to check my DMs, I gotta pause for the calls, because it might be something they want me to say or need me to say in this episode. I mean, in this review. So hold on. Hold on. Let me see if it's the same school. Somebody sent me an article from Eugene, but I still can't see what school this is. Thank you for sending me this information, but I still can't see the name of the school. Can't tell what the name of the school is. So he ran track. This is from like an article, I guess, about his track days. Eugene was kind of stealth in high school. Look at him. So when did he get fat? In medical school? Because he was already a little stocky. Oh, I don't know this school. Thank you. Okay. I do not know the name of this school. Well, this is middle school. It says 8th. This is his 8th grade, right? This says 8th and 9th grade. I mean 7th and 8th grade. But either way, I still don't know this school. I don't know this school. But thank you, Kenya. Thank you, Boo. Thank you. But I don't know that school, but it's not far from where I live. Well, it's in the area where I live. So I can still ask about it. But neither here nor there. Neither here. Y'all want to see the picture? Hold on. I'm going to show y'all the picture of Eugene running track. Listen, Eugene was looking kind of stealth. Hold on. There you go. Look. Look at them thighs. Look at them thighs. He must have got a little chunky in college and in medical school. I guess he stopped running track. And it says his name right there, Eugene Harris, running the 100-meter dash. But moving right along, let's get into this review, honey. Thank you, Kenya, for that info, honey. So, oh damn, this damn camera. Child, no, Eugene was already thick. When they showed them pictures from high school, his face was already round. I mean, from college, them face was already round. So somewhere in there, honey, somewhere in there. Anyway, but we all picked up weight in college, child. Everybody, they call it the freshman 20. They call it the freshman 20 because even when you eating in the cafeteria, that food is, child, it ain't mama's cooking. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. So Toya sits down to sit with her party planners. And again, I have to say, I do not believe that was the first time Toya sat down with her party planners. I believe that party had already been planned. And this was just the whole, let me give y'all a scene of me talking to my party planners, give them a little shine so they can promote their little situation. But the way Toya was talking told me that she already had, I mean, I want this, and I want a feasting table, and I want a pig, and can we get some Red Lobster biscuits? Toya, what the hell you be talking about? Girl, you couldn't say, can we get some cheddar biscuits? You didn't say, like, you were really on this whole Bridgerton theme. And then you said, and can we get some Red Lobster biscuits? And then she said, well, we want to keep it below 25. She said, what's your budget? Oh, let's try to keep it below 25K. And I just felt like them ladies wasn't hardly writing nothing. I mean, they were, but they weren't. It didn't look like they was really writing. Because the fastest Toya was talking, I was like, I hope you're recording all of this. And did y'all pay attention to the fact that it was hot as hell in there? Toya and Eugene, why y'all ain't had that air conditioner on for them people? That lady didn't even have no hair on her head, and she was fanning. Did y'all see her fanning herself? She didn't even have no hair, so it couldn't have been her wig was too tight. Baby, she was fanning. Then the other lady had one of them electric fans, and she had that electric fan right in her face. Why y'all didn't have an air conditioner on? Right, somebody said they had air conditioner back there. Why you didn't have that air conditioner on? And then Toya was walking around in them shorts and that tank top. What's wrong with the air conditioner, Toya? Then we had the scene with Gregory and Sweet Tea. I don't care. I don't care. That was a whole scene about whether they want to be around a group. And I'm going to be honest with you. That scene, to me, I feel like they filmed that scene to set up just in case they don't come back. Because for me, that whole scene was a whole, well, you know, we don't know if we want to be around this group or not. Whenever y'all know y'all got to hear the code words. When they say, well, we don't know if we want to be around this group or not, that's code for we don't know if we want to come back or not, right? That we don't know if we want to come back or not. That's what that's code word for. Okay. Right, the T hand, yeah, because child, didn't nobody care about none of that. Dr. Gregory, we don't care about you. You still talking about how you filed that police report. You don't want to be disrespected. No, you filed that police report because you were trying to stop King from coming around. Because when that clip surfaced floating around, when Quad got into that altercation with the other lady, and you was telling her she was doing too much and she was being extra and over the top, and I'm like, pot, meat, kettle. Pot, meat, kettle. So then, or we don't know if they want us back. Right. That whole scene was a whole pity party, and I wasn't here for it. And it was also a farewell scene, just in case. Yeah, Lisa Nicole, just in case you don't get your not peach, but you don't get to come back. Right. That's what all of that was for. So anyway, it's the day of the party. I do like how they didn't drag this whole thing out. I do like how we got to the nitty gritty. Child, we got to the party. Okay. So we see everybody getting ready for the party. We don't care about none of that. We see Toya get to the venue. It's everything I asked for. Oh my God. It's so great. It's so wonderful. Child, you paid them $25,000. It was supposed to be, or probably more. It was supposed to be everything you asked for. It was supposed to be everything that you asked for. I don't know why you find Steve attractive. I think he looked goofy as hell with that long face and that goofy look. Anyway, production told her to stick to that budget. Yeah, right. Because you're right. Because production will pay for these things. So everybody is getting ready for the party. Let me say this. I love Dr. Heavenly's wig. I feel like she was going for the whole Queen Charlotte Afro natural look. I love that. I don't know what the fuck the Scotts were doing. I don't know what I never know what Contessa is doing. Contessa, you are too beautiful of a woman to have this much bad taste. Now, Spilly Boy seems to think that she is trolling us on purpose. I don't know if this is on purpose or not. But what I do know is and then you got Scott with that wig. What? Now, I do love how everybody, except for Damon, we're going to get to him in a second, but I love how everybody embraced the theme. I do. I really, really love how everybody put forth a good effort. Now, some fell a little short, but I love how everybody embraced it, and it was like, we're going to give it our best Bridgerton effort. I loved it. I really, really did. Now, Dr. Simone looked good. I would not say that she would have been a part of the time. However, she did look good. Simone looked good. Now let me get to Dr. Damon. I like Dr. Damon. And generally speaking, I usually am with Dr. Damon. I have not. Hey, what's up, Larger Curves? Hey, boo. Now, I have not been with Dr. Damon this season, and I'm going to tell you why. I wasn't with Dr. Damon this season at the beginning of the season with the whole him and Greg situation because your wife was wrong as 2 left feet, but we're not going to rehash that. We're going to keep it moving. 2, I wasn't with Dr. Damon with this whole King situation because y'all already know how I feel about the King situation, but moving right along. 3, let me say this to Dr. Damon. And like I said, I usually like me some Dr. Damon, but let me tell you, Dr. Damon, why you can't never get in theme? It's like no matter what the party is, you can't ever get in theme. Listen, we know you're a man. We know you're a man's man. You don't have to prove to us that you're a man's man. But, sir, you can't put on a Halloween costume for the Halloween party? Like, you could have just put on a mask. You could have just put on overalls and carried a mask and said that you was Jason. There are so many costumes that you can do that don't have anything to do with it's like, why you can't just go along with the theme? Everybody else being themed, and you can, even when it come down to dressing in a certain color, why you can't just wear the damn color you supposed to wear, Dr. Damon? Now, you used to show up in your scrubs and people gave you a pass because they was like, oh, he was at work, and they would give you a pass. Now you do come dressed. You just won't dress in theme. And I get it. Bridgerton ain't for everybody. Now, I wouldn't have gone as far as what Gregory did. I wouldn't, right, right. David just be showing up doing his own thing. Now, honestly, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't have gone as far as what Gregory did with the stockings and all of that. But again, I'm not mad at him for getting in theme. But Damon, you could have put on a suit that just had a little furry. You could have done it. Ain't nobody, you didn't have to wear a wig. You didn't have to do all, you didn't have to go to the Scott route. You didn't have to go extra. But damn, you was the only one there. Damn. Always one. Damon, you always the one, aren't you? But I still like me some Dr. Damon. No, I do still like Ryan. But Damon, me and you, this wasn't our season. Because me and you did not agree on 99% of the stuff this season. But that's okay. And I know Damon could care less. Moving right along. This is the scene where I said I'm going to have to give you a little history lesson. And if y'all don't want the history lesson, come back in about 10 minutes. But here's the history lesson. Dr. Eugene, come here, please. Come here, please. When you sat there and told your wife that Bridgerton was fake, I was there. I was like, cool, no problem. You're right. It's a fictional novel or series of novels based on a real period in history. Here's where I think you made a mistake, Dr. Damon. I think maybe you were thinking U.S. history and you weren't understanding that everything that went on in the United States. So you have the same problem that a lot of us have. And when I say us, I mean Americans, not me. But you have the same problem that a lot of us have as Americans. Well, we think that American history is the only history. And we seem to forget that we are babies on this world stage and that there were societies and histories going on for hundreds and thousands of years before we were ever thought of as a country. So let's go to Victorian England. Sir, excuse me, Dr. Eugene. Sir, there were absolutely Black people in England. Stop thinking that everybody treated that they was slavery everywhere. Now, I mean, racism existed everywhere, but racism is going to be racism. That's going to be racism. The white man has always been jealous, envious, and scared of what wasn't him. Now, don't get me going down that road because that'll turn into a whole different video. But at the end of the day, when you said that there were no Black people there, y'all know I had to go. Y'all know I had to. I'm just going to pull a few things that I pulled today. I'm just going to read Eugene. If Eugene is here, I just want to read you a few things, okay? Just want to read you a few things. Even though the real-life town was not magically accepting and diverse place, there were actually Black people throughout Britain's upper class. One of the most famous examples is Dido Bell, whose story was most recently adapted for the big screen by Emma Asante in 2013's Belle. She was born into slavery to an African woman and an English gentleman, Sir John Lindsay. However, she was raised with her cousin in the house of Lord Mansfield, a judge whose decisions helped move the country closer to abolishing slavery. Later in the century, in the Victorian era, Sarah Forbes Bonita was born a Yoruba princess and sold into slavery, and through a wild sequence of events ended up sent to England, where she met the Queen Victoria, who was so impressed with her that she raised her as her goddaughter. And at the highest level, there have been some debate over whether or not Queen Charlotte herself had enough African ancestry to be considered Black. A small number of free Black families owned property and were wealthy enough to send their children overseas to receive an education. While Bridgerton's representation of the aristocracy might be fantasy, the idea of Black people in the upper crust of historical British society is not. That's just a quick Google. I just Googled that. I didn't even do nothing deeper. Literally, I just Googled, were Black people part of the town? I didn't even say nothing else. I didn't hashtag Bridgerton. And this article came up about what was real and what was fake in Bridgerton. Surprise, surprise. Here's my thing. Taurus Moon say he a doctor. He wouldn't know nothing about history. Here's my thing. Just stop acting like you do. Then stop acting like you do. Well, the reunion had already been filmed, Chuck. I missed that whole boat. But my thing is, you sat there and really made your wife feel stupid because you told her it was all fake and like you really made her feel like she was dumb. Now, let's be clear. We could debate about Toya's, although Toya used to be a teacher, which is a scary thought as well. But it's like, we're going to stop acting like Black people had no place in this world other than as slaves prior to 1865. We're going to stop. And that's why, if y'all were watching me the other day, and I'm going to explain, I meant to explain that yesterday, but y'all know my brain. That's why I did cut off Sabrea yesterday when she started talking about the civil rights movement started in the 1960s. That's why I always say, no, it didn't. Because I really, and this is what I stress to my students. I stress this to my students. It really bothers me when people act like Black folk didn't start fighting for their rights until Rosa Parks sat on that bus. And that's just not the case, y'all. That's just not true. Black people have been fighting since they came over here in chains. They weren't successful, but they've been fighting. And so that's why I don't like hearing that thought process, because it's not valid. And I want our kids to stop feeling like we got beat up until, well, even through the 1960s. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Back to Married to Medicine. That was your history spotlight moment. And absolutely, Quake. They fought on the boat on the way over to you, right? They fought before they got here. But that's what I'm saying. So I hate when people limit our fight to the last 40 years. Like, I hate that. But moving right along, y'all. Y'all know I could do history all day. Moving right along. So everybody starts showing up for the party. I thought it was cute how they all came in on carriages. I thought that was really nice. I didn't go through each fashion by fashion. Overall, I think everybody looked nice. And embraced the theme. But let's get into this whole party situation. So Toya, and y'all know I got to give y'all the production side versus what we saw side. And again, because this show is so overproduced, you can see production in everything. And you're not supposed to be able to see production, but we're going to talk about it. First of all, here's what we know about reality TV. When they have the finale, the expectation is that everybody is there. Let's just call a thing, y'all. Oh, shoot. Damn it, y'all. I left my curling iron on. Remind me to go back upstairs at the end of this and go turn my damn curling iron off. I had plugged it in to curl this little part right here, and I came right on downstairs and forgot to curl it, and it's still plugged in. But it's okay. I mean, I'm home. It's all right. But I got to go up there as soon as I get done. Anyway, we all know the expectation is that everybody comes to the finale. Hence why Quad was at the finale last season, even after being pretty much taken out of the whole show, right? Quad showed up at the finale last season. Do y'all really think Quad showed up at that finale last season because she wanted to be there? No. Quad knew her job was on the line and she showed her ass up so that she could try to save her job. Okay, we're going to call a thing a thing. We're going to call a thing a thing. Now, it was the same thing about this whole party situation. Now, let's talk about, so the production side of this is that they wanted everybody at this damn party. Let's just call a thing a thing. It's the finale, final event, group event. They wanted everybody there. But let's talk about what we saw on camera. We're going to pretend like it wasn't a production thing. Let's talk about what we saw on camera. Toya kept making a big deal about, why can't we all be here? Celebrate my love, to celebrate this marriage, to celebrate our anniversary. If you love me, why can't you come? Why can't you be here? Why can't you be a part of it? And Greg and Sweet Tea allegedly did not RSVP. They just kind of showed up. But they were limited in their cocktail hour. They were only allowed to be there for an hour because Quad and King were coming. And y'all notice how Heavenly came with Quad, right? And they were basically there for the party. So you only invited Sweet Tea and Greg because production wanted them to be there. But you really didn't want them there. And here's why you didn't want them there. Because you limited them to the fucking cocktail hour. They didn't even make it to the main event. They were in the cocktail hour, and once the cocktail hour was over, they were expected to leave. And then Quad and King, they got the introduction. They came down the stairs. They did the waltz. They were part of the entire evening. So the only reason, so let's throw production out of this. That was some selfish ass shit, Toya, that you would go through all of this and beg them people to come to limit them to a 60-minute window. And then, I'm sorry, but now you got to go. Now you gotta go. Let me tell y'all something. And this ain't got nothing to do with Greg and Sweet Tea. Let me tell y'all something. I wish I would. I wish I would buy/rent a costume, get hair and makeup and glam, and buy you a damn gift and bring my happy ass to your freaking party only to be told you can only stay for the cocktail hour? Bitch. I wish I would. And you wonder why Phaedra, who they did invite, but Phaedra was like, nope, I'm good. And you wonder why Phaedra call y'all mean girls. That was some mean girl shit. Wait a minute, the ID was said, no, really be. Dr. Heavenly said the reason the men kept begging Dr. Hyde to drop the charges because he told the group there was a restraining order and the legality, the two couldn't be in the same room. Okay. First of all, production would have known whether that was true or not. Production would have known whether there really was a restraining order or not. Second of all, then stop making it seem like it was on them to decide whether they were going to come or not. I guess that's why they kept wanting him to withdraw the complaint. But it's a quick record search in Fulton County to find out if there's a restraining order or if there's an order of protection out against King. Like, it ain't that complicated. It ain't that hard. So if production really wanted to know, production could have found out. So that's number one. Number two, then don't create a storyline that makes it seem like they have a choice if there is no choice. Because they let us know in the previous episodes that the two of them weren't supposed to be around each other and that they weren't filming together. They told us that in the previous episodes. So if it was the same thing for the finale, then that's what they should have done. But don't sit here and create us. And I'm not fussing at you, boo. I'm saying in general, I'm talking about production and everything. Then don't make it seem like there was a choice to be made when there was no choice. And I still stand by, you limited that woman to an hour. And I think that don't beg me to come somewhere and it's only an hour. I can only be there an hour. And you want me to go through all of this to show up. Now, if it was a regular old party where I could wear something about my closet and put on a little makeup and do a 1-2, that's one thing. But y'all really made them people go get costumes and shit. Hair and makeup and glam and shit. Exactly. If there was a protective order, somebody would have got a summons and somebody would have had to go to court. I'm sorry, I'm not going along with that one. I know that that's probably what Dr. Heavenly said, but I'm not going along with that. because here's the thing. Once again, it ain't hard. Production would have been able to check that and verify that. And there would have been some sort of summons. You don't just get a protective order without getting some paperwork. Like, you don't get a protective order without knowing you have a protective order. So just because Gregory said it, don't make it true. Now, throwing Sweet Tea out was not nice, but great. But they're a unit. They're a unit. I mean, they can't. Sweet Tea wouldn't have stayed without Greg. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't have stayed without Greg. So she wasn't gonna stay if he wasn't there. So they show up for the cocktail hour. The fellas are talking to Dr. G, asking him will he withdraw the paperwork and give them an opportunity to sit down and talk. Now, I think by this point, Dr. Gregory realizes he went too far. I think he now realizes that he went too far. He did a little too much. And now he's trying to backpedal and pussy pop, right? He's trying to backtrack, moonwalk his ass out of it. So now he like, y'all said let the group handle it, so I'm gonna let the group handle it. Okay, y'all said okay, fine. Y'all say let the group handle it. I'll sit down and talk to him. Okay. And I think because he realized he had done too much, he had gone too far, and now he was trying to figure out how to get out of it. I really think that's what it boiled down to. When this show came on, I was happy that it was a show that everyone was married and that they were married to Medicine. I was upset when Quad was there by herself and having Phaedra there was wrong. Yeah, Phaedra was a big old mistake. Like, Phaedra should have never been there. Somebody said they sick of seeing Anila. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think seeing Anila is the same as how we saw Contessa last year and how we used to see Carrie. These people are friends in real life. That just shows that these people are friends in real life, and when they have these events, they invite their real friends along with the cast, and that's why we keep Anila and Toya are friends in real life. Like, they're still very close. They got past whatever that bullshit was last year about Anila accusing Toya of having something to do with her house getting broken into or whatever, and they are friends in real life. So you gonna see Anila whenever Toya got something to do with it. You gonna see her show up, child, because they're friends. They really are friends in real life. The same thing that Carrie was really friends with whoever the hell she was friends with, child. Child, Nikki in here cutting up. Not scream at. See, that's what I'm talking about, Nikki. I told you he got a long face. He said it on camera once that is stated regardless. Production could have been liable. No, that's not true. That's not true. If it didn't exist. So you mean to tell me if I say on camera, I filed a civil lawsuit against Dr. Heavenly and she is no longer allowed to practice to do dentistry until my lawsuit is resolved. You mean to tell me that they just gonna go along with it and believe that Dr. Heavenly ain't supposed to work on nobody else's teeth? No. If he said it on camera, doesn't make it true. And just because he said he got a restraining order on camera, production due diligence is to make sure that that's legit. You can't just let people dictate who they're going to film with, because if that's the case, then that's what all of them can say. I filed a restraining order. No, I don't agree with that. I hear what you're saying, Diva, but I just don't agree with that. Kay just said, y'all going to get off his boo, Steve. Hell, Dr. Heavenly lie all the time. Portia lie they lie. So we're supposed to, just because they said it's supposed to just automatically be golden? No. And just because somebody says I have a restraining order against you, you as an employer, you have your due diligence. You got to at least bring me the paperwork. You have a restraining order and you can't film with somebody that's honest. That's the same as going in your job saying I filed a restraining order against her. She can't be here while I'm here. So what, the job is going to automatically just fire the other person without having any proof? Nah, that's not how that works. In my opinion. Now, I'm just one person. But moving right along. So with that being said, they show up. Why is Sweet Tea? She's so country. Sweet Tea looked from the neck up. She looked really nice though. Whoever did her makeup did a really good job. From the neck up, she looked really, really nice. Sweet Tea tried to come up with this whole lady whistle down situation, and it really fell on deaf ears. It was like a wah wah wah. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you tried. But it was an epic fail. Like, know your audience. You are in a room full. You are the odd man out. So what did you? Because she in her confessional, she was like, "Well, I got a little bit of medicine for them." Girl, you really thought you did that? Like, you really thought you ate? Girl, that thing felt that was a fail. That was a fail. So you had secondhand embarrassment for her shoes. Baby, I be having secondhand embarrassment a lot, okay, when it comes to Sweet Tea. But moving right along. So I'm just glad ain't nobody fall down them damn steps. That's all I got to say. I would have been scared, and I'm talking about me. I'd have been scared as hell to walk down them steps. I'm talking about me, not damn me. Maybe I'd have been, first of all, I wouldn't even had on no heels. Y'all know I can't do heels no more. So I'd have had on some Jordan. I probably would have had on some Jordan 1s with my dress, but I still would have been scared. And y'all saw how Heavenly was walking down them steps. That'd have been me. That would have been me walking down them steps, because Heavenly, that would have been me. I couldn't even laugh at Dr. Heavenly, because baby, that would have been me coming down them damn steps. And the way she was holding on to Damon is the way I'd have been holding on to whoever my escort was, because baby. With that being said, the party looked like a good time. Okay. The party looked like a good time. The ladies, they did their waltz. They was messing it up. But what do you expect? They had one practice child. They did the best they could with what they had. Child, you wish you ever saw me in some 7-inch heels, child. You ain't nothing. Now, you might have seen me in some heels before, where you wouldn't have seen me in no heels. But people have seen me in heels. But baby, not no 7-inch heels. It's funny because when I first started teaching, I used to teach in heels. Shit. Moving right along. So as the night went on, now we have the conversation. So the guys pulled King aside and asked King if he down for to get down, to sit down and have a conversation with Dr. Gregory. King was like, I'm here for it. Whatever. It's whatever. However you want to handle it. Whatever you want to carry it. Whatever. On the other side of the room, the ladies are talking to Quad, and Quad is like, yeah, no. They were like, well, do you think there's ever, like, how do we get past this? Do you think there's ever a point where we can get past this? Baby, Quad is like, no, I'm not. It's not happening. I'm not interested. I don't want to be in this space. Yada, yada, yada. This what I'm going to say about this situation. I'm not going to go back to last season. I'm going to stay at this season. And I know some of y'all are going to go back to last season, but I'm going to stay in this season. Last season, you did not know what you were walking into. And for that, I had a lot of empathy for Quad. This season, you knew exactly what you were walking into. And I get it, how things went in Key West wasn't nice. But I already told y'all, my opinion on Key West is totally different than it seems like almost everybody else. And that's fine. I ain't got no problem standing by myself. But I don't see the Key West situation the same way a lot of people see the Key West situation. But okay. But for you to be like, and let's, again, I'm sorry, y'all, I got to break the fourth wall again.
For you to be like, basically what you are saying is, it's me or her because both of us can't be on the show together. Essentially, Quad, you're flexing and you're flexing your muscle and you're flexing, basically it's either me or them. You flexing, Quad. Now, if they call your bluff and choose Gregory and T over you and King, I don't think they would. But essentially, that's what you were saying in that moment. Because you knew what Toya was saying. Y'all been doing this long enough to know what's coming out of Toya mouth and what's coming out of production mouth. You knew what Toya was saying. What Toya was saying is, look, so we can start filming this shit in about 2 months. We need to figure out how to get past this so we can come back for season 12. You know and I know. And if you say, look, I'm not doing it, then that means somebody got to go. And I'm not saying that production would choose Sweet Tea and Greg over you, but what I am saying is you're putting them in a position to choose. We don't know if Quad won yet. You said Bab said they pulled rank and Quad won, but what's the prize? How do we know? We don't know if Quad won. We don't know who's coming back next year yet. Y'all know Bravo doesn't talk about Bravo doesn't make any personnel decisions until after the season. We don't know who won. She won that night. Yeah, she won that night because she got to come to the party. Yeah, she won that night. But we don't know if she won overall. Now, that's just my 2 cents. That's my opinion, and that's my 2 cents. I personally don't really care who come back. I just don't. I'm not a big Sweet Tea and Greg fan. I cannot stand Greg. But I do feel like, nope, never mind. But on the flip side, Quad irks me. Quad is beautiful, absolutely. But Quad be doing the most with the least. Quad be doing too much. And honestly, most times I don't enjoy watching Quad. And most times I don't. So I don't care if Quad come back either. I know a lot of people love them some Quad, Miss Quad, and they would be very upset if she did not come back. But me personally, I don't enjoy Quad. I think Quad is whiny. I think Quad is overly sensitive. You've been doing this way too fucking long, Quad. Way too long for you to be this sensitive about every fucking thing. You know how this shit works. So I know she has her fans. Everybody does. We've learned that. Everybody got a fan. And I know her fan base would be upset with her not coming back. And, but at the end of the day, if I were production, I'd be honest with you. I don't know. I might gamble and roll the dice and lose all 4 of them. Fuck it. We're going to get rid of both couples. We're going to bring in some new people. Yeah, Chuck. The Real Housewives of the reunion. We talked about that when I reviewed the reunion. Yeah, Teresa really thought she had that much power to get rid of Melissa and Joe. And reportedly, all of them coming back. Joe and Melissa coming back, and so is Teresa and her husband. The only reason Quad warm up more this season is because of King. Quad equals Portia. Neither of them like accountability. Seems like the whole cast except Contessa chose Quad. It does. It absolutely does. And Contessa was, and I didn't like that either, Contessa. I didn't like when Contessa was like, if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to stay, tell her you can stay. Tell her you want to stay. Girl, if it really was a situation about a PTO and all of that shit, you knew what it was. Don't put T in that position to flex when you know you're going to put her in a position to lose. Don't do that, Contessa. Which further makes me think that it ain't about no restraining order. Because why would Contessa do that? Why would she be egging Sweet Tea to flex and put her foot down to stay at the party if it was a legal situation? See, that's why I don't believe that shit. But I mean, go off. Greg did provoke King. He ran up on him. I'm not rehashing that. Y'all can argue about that in the chat. I feel how I feel. In my opinion, ain't gonna change. I feel how I feel. In my opinion, ain't gonna change. Y'all can argue about that in the chat. I ain't gonna keep going back and forth. Over that happened 3 weeks ago, child. Y'all can keep arguing about it. Right, I'm with you, KFS. I had already told you. I think Married to Medicine needs a revamp. I think, listen, because hey boo. First of all, hey boo, hey. We're gonna be at T's house tonight for the Whether You Like It or Not panel at 8:30-ish. Y'all know we at T's house, so y'all know we probably are not gonna start on time. So just get there 8:30-ish. Hit that like button and get you a seat, okay? Y'all know we're going to be drinking 40s and eating pork rinds. So just get there 8:30-ish, okay? But yeah, T, my thing is this. I get it that people love who they love, but I get so irritated when people can't, and I'm not saying everybody in the chat, I'm saying me. I get so irritated when people can't see past their faves. You know what I'm saying? But moving right along. I ain't about to keep arguing over what happened with Quad. I ain't about to argue. In my opinion, Quad started it, and that's my opinion, and it ain't gonna change. Quad started it. My opinion. And that ain't gonna change. On the beach, King started. Well, no, he ain't started. He escalated it. King escalated it. Oh, yeah. Now, he ain't started on the beach, but in my opinion, he escalated it. Oh, T done already told us in the group chat, it ain't gonna be no tweets of the week. Right, Greg did start it. He did start it on the beach, but King escalated it. That's my opinion, and it ain't gonna change. Moving right along. I can't believe how much sense Toya made this season. Toya made a lot more sense, but she also tried to make it seem like it wasn't her either. But she did make a lot more sense. I will agree. She made a lot more sense. I thank you. Okay, so some people do agree with me that Quad started that shit. And I'm sorry. That's my opinion, and it ain't going to change. Y'all can feel how y'all feel, and I still love y'all. Yeah, King, right. Greg did start it. Greg need to shut his mouth. He did start it on the beach. But King, in my opinion, he escalated it. And that's why I don't understand why everybody is acting. Here's the problem. Remember what I was saying the other day about Tamar? Here's what I'm saying about Tamar. What I said about Tamar. You can be right, but the way you choose to handle it can make you wrong. And that's how I feel about the situation with King. The minute King realized that Greg did say something slick out his mouth to Quad, it was the way in which he chose to handle it at that point. You can defend somebody without emasculating the other person. He can defend Quad. Greg was wrong for what he said to Quad. But all of that, she can say whatever she want to say, and you can't say nothing back. Fuck, who the fuck you talking to? What the... Baby... And I know people don't like Greg, and that's fine. But I don't think anybody would have a positive response to somebody telling you they can say whatever they want to say to you, but you better not say nothing back. What the fuck? Who you talking to? Who are you talking to? See, Jeff, you bringing in other stuff. See, y'all bringing in all this other stuff. No. I understand there's a history there with Greg and Quad. I understand that. But King, you do not get to come in my face and tell me what I can and can't. No. All right, never mind. I ain't about to go down that road again. Love y'all. Y'all feel how y'all feel. So that was pretty much the episode. We're going to see what happens at the reunion. It's a 3-part reunion. We already know that King and Greg get into it, not physically, but it's a tight back and forth. Then we already know that there's a whole we know that Simone and Quad get into it. They've been fighting on social media all weekend, child.
So we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how it all plays out. Toya and Eugene started at the Q&A. Greg and Quad both escalated it on the beach. Greg opened it back up the next day, and King escalated from there. I don't know how Toya and Eugene got in this. How did Toya and Eugene start it? I'm confused. How did Toya and Eugene... Callie girl, how did Toya and Eugene start it? Now I'm confused. Huh. I don't know how Toya and Eugene got in this one. Toya was the one that brought up the baby shower first. What you mean Toya brought up the baby? What you talking about? Toya started it on the beach. Okay, I'm not sure. If Toya would have not spoke on how uncomfortable it was regarding Quad's answers and just kept the game going, I think none of this would have escalated. Oh, okay. Okay. I think if Quad hadn't said the things that she said, I think everybody was uncomfortable. I would have been uncomfortable if I had been sitting there. But again, I'm not rehashing it. Everybody feel how they feel. That's fine. The season over, child. The season is over. I ain't about to argue with this. Did Dr. Heavenly apologize for her cast? Did you see Dr. Heavenly apologize for her castmates going after the Atlanta ladies? I'm sure production must have said something to the child. I'm sick. I don't even understand that. Portia, I said last night in my review, Portia, you doing too much, and this ain't going to go the way you think it's going to go, boo-boo. This situation is not going to end the way you think it's going to end. Sorry, not sorry. Well, it looks like Simone, yeah, Quad brought up that baby shower. I didn't see Toya bring Quad brought up that baby shower first. But anyway, again, I ain't trying to rehash it. I ain't trying to rehash it. Yeah, it looks like Simone, they're backstage, and she's talking to to Quad once again. She said, you giving us your ass to kiss. So it sounds like they're going back down that road again about Quad and her behavior towards them. She said, you gave us your ass to kiss, so we started hanging out with Greg and T. That's what it sounded like. I mean, that's what I heard. Now, how it started, Chad, I don't know. But I hear her point, though. That's when they started hanging out with Sweet Tea and Greg more, is when Quad wasn't speaking to them. Listen, it's been well established that when they not filming, Quad don't fuck with them. I think the only person she even halfway deals with when they not filming is Dr. Heavenly. And like I said, halfway deal with, because I don't even think she all the way deal with Dr. Heavenly. She halfway deal with Dr. Heavenly when they not filming. She don't deal with none of them when they not filming. So I can see where Simone is coming from. Again, I'll wait and see how it plays out at the reunion. But I can definitely see how that plays out. Because, listen. Simone screaming at... Well, Simone love to scream, child. Simone love to scream, child. That has always bothered Simone. Yeah, it has. What did someone mean when she said you got what you deserved? Who said it? Who said you got what you deserved? Who was the she? Who said it? Toya and Jackie barely even speak on camera. Simone said you got what you deserved. Oh. Well, that'll give us something to look forward to at the reunion, honey, because I don't know. Simone wanted Greg back to put it to Quad. She was in Glee speaking on Greg should be back. So if you don't like Quad, stay away from the woman. Yeah.
Simone said it. Okay. I'll wait see it at the reunion because you know how they do with these clips at the reunion, child. They be out of sequence. Really be, did you hear the president changing your district's name? I did a whole TikTok video on that. I don't know if that's real or if that's AI. I've heard all those clips about him thinking that Elon invented the light bulb. Like I really, they said that was audio coming from a recording that he didn't know he was being recorded, like a phone call or something. I don't know if I believe that. I really think that's AI. And if it is real, he's a bigger imbecile than we ever imagined. I'm about to go right now, Symmetry. Thank you. As soon as I remember, I ain't forgot. As soon as I hit this button, I'm going upstairs. Thank you, though. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, if it is true, like I said, that's all I got. All right, y'all, let me get off of here. Don't forget, 8:30-ish, we'll be down to the T's house. Bring your pork rinds, bring your 40s, because that's how we rolling down at T's house, okay? My sister was born in DC, and she said if he is changing it to DA, he's a real idiot. Well, the fact that he doesn't know where the name comes from, the fact that in that clip it sounds like he thinks it has something to do with the country Columbia. District of Columbia is named after, it's the District of Washington named after George Washington. I mean, it's Washington named after George Washington, DC, District of Columbia. The Columbia is named after Christopher Columbus. Now, I don't have no problem with him wanting to change the name because I don't think anything should be named after Christopher Columbus. But your reasoning, sir, is the problem. The reason, because it sounds like you think it has something to do with the country of Columbia. And it is Christopher Columbus. But anyway, moving right along, y'all. Let me get out of here. Right, it's not even spelled the same, child, but moving right along. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.